All right, guys, we are here with Jacob. Jacob, gosh, we've known each other 6 years.
2016, 15, something like that.
No kidding.
17, somewhere around
I've known
there.
you 8-9 years.
Yeah, we've been working together
Wow.
for a while.
Wow. Definitely somebody that, no matter what, I consider much more of a friend than a client. We text message all the time, photos of him on the farm and the tractor. I tell everyone he's a farmer, and like not those people that say, "Yeah, I'm a farmer." Like a farmer, like runs it. Like it's a family thing, and then he runs everything pretty much by himself now. And I enjoy asking questions because I know nothing about it, and there's always something to learn. But we're definitely much more friends than anything else. And he drove down here today just to come in and hang out and pull and have a good time. I asked the other guys, because you're going back several years now, so I don't even know if the same question applies. Like, what was it that got you to say, maybe this Clint guy is the guy I should talk to?
Like I did my first strongman show in 2015, and I was just training with a buddy. I'd already been messed up from years of doing it on my own and that. And,
injuries.
Injuries, things like that. And I did.
Well, you would put up some pretty solid numbers in powerlifting at the time as well.
Yeah, I totaled 1,400. Probably could have done more, but that was what coming out of the tractor. And,
okay, yeah, you like 1,400 to a lot of people doesn't sound impressive, but you totaled 1,400 as like a total amateur.
Yeah.
No help.
No.
We're just going to go in and do
training
it.
with a bunch of buddies. We all jumped in and did
right.
organized the meet and everything, and all of us lifted in it. Or well, we got together with a guy, and we were going to be the majority of the people. We got the venue, stuff like that.
Right.
I watched strongman since I was a kid. Well, I used to go back and watch, from 77 on.
Absolutely.
On YouTube.
Absolutely.
And even typing in strongman, you always popped up.
Wow.
But like before, I was kind of more doing power. I did a Blaine Sumner program.
Mm-hmm.
I used to get on Elite FTS. That's where I really first heard about you, between there and YouTube. And
well, going back to 2016, 2017, it wasn't the same situation online with a lot of choices with coaches.
Yeah.
And people who could like Elite FTS was really the people who stood behind me and said, "Hey, we stand behind Clint."
Well, if you look up, if you read the strongman articles, more than half of them are yours.
Right. Especially at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, at the time, and I contemplated talking to Josh Bryant, but I thought,
absolutely,
man, that'd probably be really expensive.
Right.
And at the time, I thought, but then I don't even remember what the name of that video is, but you did an interview at Primal.
Yeah.
And I learned you were from Murray. You only live 2 hours, 2.5 hours away from me. I was like, that's kind of cool. And I thought, well,
even a lion falls and fails.
Yeah.
Is the title.
I was like, I'll just give it a shot. And it didn't take long to figure out that you weren't. Like on the Blaine Sumner program, it was just way more than I could handle. I was injured. I screwed up anyways.
Really?
It was just way more volume than I could handle.
Really?
That was what a lot of them. So then I started taking. The last one I did was Dave Tate wrote it, I think, and it was a conjugate program, and I run it for a while until I started talking to you, and then you put me on to doing more. Nobody was like a strongman coach,
right?
They trained a wide variety of different people, but nobody was like, I'm like, this guy, you're first North American to have your pro card like that. I was like, obviously knows what he's doing. And I always enjoyed watching your videos. I got to watching them, man,
I had a lot of fun making. Making the old ones.
Those were always, they were always entertaining, and that's pretty much what I watched more than anything. Between that and going back, like I said, and watching old strongman, and there wasn't a lot of training videos, not as far as strongman. You had a few, Sven Carlson had one,
Yep.
but they were like hour long
Yep.
or whatever. You had little bits and pieces
Right.
of whatever you were doing, and I just thought, well, I'll just give it a shot, and and it obviously worked out.
But what's interesting is I found, like, I don't do anything in a minute. Like, that's the hardest thing for Instagram for me, is for me to say whatever I want to say or do whatever I want to say in a minute.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
Yeah.
Like, I always have so much I want to say and so much I want to explain and show. And, some of the first videos that I watched to learn, I had the Sven video. I had all the Yoko Ahola video, the Phil Pfister videos. And those were brilliant because there was so much information in an hour, 2 hour long video. And the West Side Barbell videos that was like 4 to 5 hours long. And I loved it because I got to see every detail of these guys training, rotating in and out, and the music playing, and the yelling at each other, and the verbal cues. And every exercise that they did, it wasn't just a 30-second clip of one guy hitting a big lift. And that's kind of what I've always tried to do with my videos. And it's amazing that the people that end up sticking with me as clients are also the people that will read a long article. They will buy a book and read it. They'll watch a movie, and they'll watch a long-term video. And I have the same YouTube people commenting every week, and you can tell they watch the whole 10-minute video to pick up details. And you guys are the ones that end up being pretty freaking successful. Now, I think something that's interesting about you, and I know that you get frustrated a lot, because I remember one time it took a year and a half for you to do 12 weeks of programming.
Yeah.
Something like that. And you were so upset that it did that, and it didn't bother me at all, because your life is more than just, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday training. And I don't mean that as it doesn't matter to you, but, with 4 kids that are important to you. And I've heard you talk about your wife that is important to you. I've heard you talk about your mom. I've heard everything that you went through with your dad and your dad's passing. That wasn't just a happening. That was important to you. Everything with the farm and developing the farm, and, it's always, this season's coming up. Work is about to happen. Harvest is about to happen. I'm about to get a break.
The farm doesn't just fall on me and my family. It falls on my whole family. My grandma, all the way from my grandma all the way down. That's everybody depends on me and my brother to make a living.
And the thing is, I think whether you're a farmer or whether you're most of the people that I work with, because I've worked with a lot of high-end IT people that make more money than I'll ever see in my entire life. And they look at it the exact same way. It's that kind of importance to them that most people don't understand, that, hey, this is really important.
And it's not even the money's either as much
as
it is a legacy. I'm
it's a legacy.
Fifth generation,
right?
Farmer, so it's important to me to keep it going.
Same land?
Yeah. It's started with my great grandpa back in late 1800s, early 1900s, all the way up to my grandpa, my uncle, in the 20s and 30s, and buying land up as they go. A lot of our ground was bought up from Depression on.
Right.
We were pretty successful and lucky to make it through the Depression, and stuff like that. It's all been none of it easy. None of it was easy for them, and that means a lot to me and my brother, that we keep it.
You can't fail.
Yeah, we can't fail. Failure's not an option, because, like I said, it falls all the way from my grandma all the way on down. For us to make a living, and I don't know how to do anything else. I couldn't. I never worked for anybody in my entire life. I don't know how.
I don't remember if you've seen this, and if you haven't, I will find it. I've got it on audio file back in Cypress. Dave Tate had a video from the mill when he used to walk on the treadmill and shoot videos.
Yeah.
And one of the people asked him, how do you define being locked in? And his definition was, You're locked in when failure is no longer an option.
Yeah.
So when you said that, it's,
Yeah.
I understand when failure is no longer, that's not an option. You've got to make this work no matter what. And I remember being so frustrated at you because you felt it was your fault. You weren't getting 12 weeks done in 12 weeks. And all I could think about was, I failed you because this is your situation and I didn't come up with a proper plan that fit your situation. And that's always something that kind of keeps me up and makes me work. And my wife gets so frustrated. I'm like, man, I'm trying to figure out Jacob's, he's so busy. He's so stressed. His kids are going, and I'm always bragging, the kids went to gymnastics, the kids went here, the kids went there. So my wife knows everything about you because I've told her everything. I get so excited, really. And I get so upset with myself because I haven't figured out the solution. And, you hired John Anderson to help you with your diet. And that was a solid success that you really learned from. And I don't think people understand that about you, is that you are a learner, that you really do pick up things and sit down and figure things out.
Well, on the farm, I don't necessarily have anybody I don't have anybody to fall back on. It's me and my brother. Me and my brother got to rely on each other. And even with my dad and my grandpa, it was always, we had money, but we weren't allowed to be lazy. That lazy was a bad word.
Right.
That's way worse than a cuss word in my family. Being lazy, and because like I said, if we don't work, we starve.
And you always seem to think you're lazy, and that's
you're
absolutely the opposite.
I'm always the first one to say I'm lazy.
Okay, you're not just a power lifter, a strongman, and a farmer. You arm wrestle, and not just arm wrestle. Your daughter does as well. Because I remember some of the first videos you sent me of your daughter going and kicking tail against
I'm getting to the point where I enjoy her doing it more than I do me.
Absolutely. So what's it like working with your daughter? I mean, how do you encourage that with what she's doing?
I don't actually really encourage her. She wants to do it. She likes watching me. I mean, I encourage her, but I don't force it upon her. I ask her. Here the last 2 weeks we've gone to practice over the summer since softball's finally been over and she's been able to go to practice with me. We go. She wants to go. She always wants to go, and she enjoys it. And I'm not going to. I encourage her. I hand her a kettlebell or a band or something, and I'm like, here, wrap it around your thumb and do your pronation, work whatever, and she will a little bit. Training's not, she's 9, she's not going to sit there and train for 2 hours or whatever, but she may do it 1 or 2 sets. Whatever, Well,
I can't get you to brag about yourself. I tried to last night, and you were playing it off like, nah, we don't really go anywhere. We don't really travel to compete. We only drive 4 hours to a competition.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're not doing little local rinky-dink things. I've seen the videos, and you are in nice places with real referees.
Oh yeah, I mean it's all
real equipment. Yeah, you're doing legit stuff. Yeah. You're not doing backyard arm wrestling.
It's USAA arm wrestling, and it's all. I mean, they take sanctioned worlds in Moldova this year. They go. Leonard and Denise go all over the world and do it. Wow. I mean, they everywhere. It's been Malaysia the year before, Finland 1 year. I mean, it's all over the world. I mean, so it is legit. It's not just barroom arm wrestling. This is these are professionals.
And you mentioned you guys are competing again September 6th.
Yeah.
Okay. Is your daughter competing as well?
I hope so. Wow. Hopefully she can go.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, wrapping this up, I just like everybody else, I want you to, if you can think of something, at least one thing positive about working with me, and at least one thing negative. If you say anything positive, you got to have something negative to say.
I'll go the negative out of the way. We can't do this all the time. That's the biggest thing. And I don't know, every once in a while, like you were saying, you get aggravated at me for not getting my program done, but at the same time, I get aggravated. Like I said, I get aggravated because I didn't get it done. I treat it like I try to treat it like work.
I don't text message. I don't like to text message my clients because I want everything to be in an email.
Yeah.
That way I can sit down for your weekly review and say, here's all the information in one spot. So if I start getting text messages, it gets everything mixed up. But I always end up messaging, hey, man, are you okay?
Yeah.
Or you end up messaging me, hey, man, I haven't heard from you in a couple of weeks. And you're asking me what's going on with me. But that's a huge drawback for me is I hate not being able to just hang out with you.
Yeah.
Or to sit down and have this kind of conversation. And that's a huge drawback about an online coach is you don't have someone like I'm watching you deadlift today and I'm just noticing I'm watching you from behind and I'm picking up things that I haven't seen in 5 years because I haven't seen you in 5 years except on video.
Yeah.
Not sitting back, you're not getting your hips through early on the lift. And there's so many little things that I can't pick up on a video that I can pick up face to face. And I try to tell all of my clients, hey, you get a chance to go somewhere and train. Don't do anything I tell you. You go there and you listen to whoever's coaching and you learn and you figure stuff out. And
that's another drawback. I don't have that. I don't have anywhere really to go and train. And I try to do it. Well, I try to do it by myself.
In your barn.
Yeah.
In your barn.
But,
anything good to say? Anything positive?
Tons of good things.
Oh no. Just one positive thing that you take away.
I mean, like you said, we talk all the time. We're always way more than just coaching, client, we're friends and that, and like you said, through my dad, passing, you were. I'm not somebody that likes to lay my problems on anybody else, and I didn't have to. You knew, you figured it out all on your own, and
been there recently,
and talked me through it, let me know that it's okay to feel the way I was feeling, and talk me through everything, and as well as the problems that I've had with my daughter. I don't normally have to tell you anything. You'll figure it out just by listening.
And you mean probably just little growing up things, getting older, possibly attention deficit type things. What kind of therapies to go to.
You help me just as much or more, through life as you do. Because, like I said, I don't want to lay my problems on my friends, even though I know they don't care.
Same.
But I don't have to. You figure it out, and, But as well as even through coaching, you keep me from screwing myself up, and keep me on track. And
you're always telling me, hey, I've still got to be a dad.
Yeah.
If I get hurt, I can't go out and work this week.
Yeah.
Because
you've had. And I'm always the first. You're always telling me that, and I don't ever look at it like that. I look at it as I got to get, until you told me to pull 405 or whatever. I got to do it. It doesn't matter whether I get hurt or not. To me, that's my biggest problem. Where you're always reining me in.
Right.
And that's why I hired. Why I reached out to you because I was always screwing myself up. And
that's the same with me. I'm glad. I rarely have training partners, but when I do, I've tried to tell them, with Elia and Lily, hey, tell me if you think I'm doing too much. Tell me if you think that should have been my last set.
Yeah.
Or if you think, hey, you're probably not going to recover, or reminding me, hey, man, you've been sick for a week.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to do the core lift and leave, and go eat and rest. Having those people that you trust, and
you're
being able to listen, because I won't listen to most people.
Yeah, and you're always just move.
Yeah.
Even if you don't do anything else, at least you're moving.
Absolutely.
And to me, there again, I look at that as being lazy, as I didn't do what I was supposed to do. And you're always, like I said, you always
you are by far the hardest person on yourself than anybody else.
I've always been.
Absolutely. Well, man, I appreciate it so much. Can't wait till the next one.